This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And let me tell you, all of a sudden, that oh my goodness, big shift in Edmonton Oilers land today. All that focus that was on Darnell Nurse, that extension, that, ooh, he wants Trouba money. We can't pay him more than 3.5. This, that, and the other thing. A terrible 3 weeks for Darnell Nurse on the ice. All of a sudden, like literally, bang, drop that. Let's go Adam Larsson. Let's trade Adam Larsson. That's how the conversation went from about 6 o'clock last night to right now 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's how quickly things have shifted. All right, let's just have a realistic moment of how Oilers land works. Hop from one massive non-real issue, realistically everybody overthinking it, let's go back a step, exact same thing as the Kassian situation, then became the Darnell Nurse situation. Now it's the Adam Larsson situation. Problem is, I've been on this Adam Larsson situation since the start of the season. If you've been around Dolynny TV since training camp, you may recall that I did a video about explaining why Adam Larsson had to have the single best training camp of any Edmonton Oilers player. Unfortunately, that didn't come to fruition. He had played a fantastic game opening night against Vancouver, but got injured and was out a long time. Now, am I going to sit here and try to defend what has happened with Adam Larsson this year? Because, oh no, he was injured, it set him back, his season's ruined, and you just hope for the best for him. Well, no. Because here's the thing, is now all of a sudden we've got complication on the back end of Darnell Nurse, right? Everybody's read enough Sportsnet, Oilers 630 Chad, they've read enough, listened to Mark Spector, listened to this guy, listened to the guys on Hockey Central, wherever you've listened to your Oilers news about Darnell Nurse today. Everybody's convinced, while Darnell Nurse is a big part of this team, there's no reason to think he shouldn't be on this team. He needs to be on this team, that, this, and the other thing. So now everybody's shifted, as I said, the focus to Adam Larsson needs to be off this team. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Let's go down the right-hand shot defenseman depth charts for the Edmonton Oilers, all right? Everybody's still, like, a lot of, I'd say 50% of Oilers fans are concerned about Evan Bouchard ever developing into anything actually useful at the NHL level. It just, based on the comments I get on my channel, I'm a little skewed. I don't know. I only have 7,500 Oilers fans on my channel. If you want to join and bump those numbers up today, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. That said, right, is everyone, 50% of Oilers fans are concerned about Evan Bouchard. Some of them, probably 25%, think that we should have drafted Noah Dobson. Right, go down the list of the problems with Evan Bouchard. That is the future of the right-hand shot defenseman on the Edmonton Oilers. All right, fair enough. Well, let's look at who's on there right now. You've got Ethan Bear, who's on the pseudo-top pair with Darnell Nurse. And, I mean, it's another 50-50 split where Oilers fans really hate what they've got with Bear, or Oilers fans really love what they've got with Bear. All right, let's move down a notch or up a notch, wherever you lie with this Clefbaum Larsson pairing this year. Larsson. Well, fans want him gone. Fans want to keep him. Some guys in the media say there's no reason to ever trade a guy like Larsson. There's a big reason, the cap hit, right? Obviously, if you're worried about cap space, it's Larsson and Russell on the back end that have big cap hits that you can move and probably get something in return for if you package a pick with Russell, or if you just move Larsson straight up because he was once traded for Taylor Hall. Now, move down that list again. Matt Benning. Guys, I'm sorry. Matt Benning, the stats say the Oilers win when Matt Benning's on the ice. That's what I read the last time I checked Matt Benning's stats, and I did a whole video or two dedicated to how Matt Benning's just this magician on the ice. The goals for the team go whoop, and the goals against go down. I have to explain it to you one more time. I don't know how a third pairing defenseman is capable of that, but he is. But that's all that Matt Benning is a third pairing defenseman. So then you move a step down, it's Evan Bouchard, right? That's where we go. So realistically, right, is you look at that right side and it's tough. Because I would love to trade Adam Larsson. But sensically, the most mathematical, sensible thing to do with this Oilers defense at this point is to wait to an off season to trade Adam Larsson. And I mean, yeah, back to the point, the injury ruined his season. Well, to a degree it probably did, because if Adam Larsson played every single game like he played that first game against the Canucks up to that injury, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we would have a gem this year. Problem is injury, and just really has never actually returned to any sort of form to be expected out of Adam Larsson, who was back in the day a 4th overall pick in the 2011 NHL entry draft. Tough go. So, that said, you then move to Chris Russell, right? And here's the thing. Chris Russell, with a concussion right now, so probably impossible to move him. 99.9% sure it is impossible to move him at this point. And, well, where does that leave the Oilers? It doesn't really leave them that much room to do much, right? If it's a long-term thing, suddenly, yeah, LTIR, but you got to go up against the cap, and all that leaves you is realistically still $4 million in cap space to make a deadline deal. Well, yeah, move some salary cap out. Yeah, sure, you make a lot of room, but guys, LTIR is fake money in the salary cap world, and it's just absolute insanity what teams are able to do with it now. Think the Toronto Maple Leafs trading for David Clarkson so as they can run a $90 million team in an $81.5 million salary cap. Absolutely ridiculous to think at this point. That's what's going on. It's cap manipulation at its best, and it's getting to a point that it needs to be addressed. So I don't know if the Oilers are going to get that lucky, and of course the Oilers don't exactly have that Toronto Maple Leafs luck where the rules can appear to be bent and never broken kind of deal. I'm not trying to push conspiracy theories, but you know what I mean, right? It's just, it's one thing and another. But okay, so Chris Russell, the target. Problem is, we've only got another 14 days, 2 weeks until the deadline. Is he going to be ready by then? Can you ship him by then, right? That kind of is the question. And what do you get for Chris Russell in a pick? That's the question. And that is why I think, as I said, the focus shifted from the Kassian extension to the Darnell Nurse extension. And now here we are flat in the middle of what I've seen already out of the Edmonton Journal today. That's where I'm getting my source on this whole rage issue here is you Google Oilers news, and it's the top article from 5 hours ago on the Cult of Hockey, why I now lean towards the Oilers trading Adam Larsson. Just a day ago, I think I saw 5 different Oilers guys saying there's no way you can trade Adam Larsson. And now, the day after signing Darnell Nurse, we've got trade Adam Larsson. When, like I said, go back to the start of the year, I said Adam Larsson needed to be getting going and having a good year or be traded. And here we are. Things have kind of shook out and everyone's talking about trading Adam Larsson. So it's just, I don't even know the point of this video. To be realistically honest with you, if you watch this 8.5 minutes, it's just me ranting realistically. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is just how difficult it is to really follow the conversation in Oilers land, because it's just jump from one hoopla to the next, right? It's like hysteria, mass hysteria, and it's really non-conductive to having the actual discussions we need to have, right? Is because nobody, absolutely nobody, is talking about Seattle and the implications that the Darnell Nurse contract has on the expansion draft for the Oilers, because everybody's just so worried that Darnell Nurse is a UFA come that time. Well, guess what? The expansion draft happens before then, and you know what? Yeah, sure, Adam Larsson is a UFA after next year too. But guess what? Darnell Nurse in the expansion draft, guess what? You know what? Maybe you find some way to expose him there. And I think I got my math wrong. Is the simple fact of Darnell Nurse would not be a free agent in time for the expansion draft. He'd be into the expansion draft year. But you look at it this way, right? Is you're going to have to leave quite a few of these young defenders exposed now. I don't think Ethan Barrell will be exposed. I don't think Caleb Jones will be exposed. Matt Benning, probably one of the exposed guys. But realistically, look at how this Oilers roster shakes out. It's going to be tough because Darnell Nurse complicates matters, and come push to shove, if you have to expose him, I think you do. But at the same rate, there is everything else about it, right? Adam Larsson's gone, and you've got Clefbaum, so realistically you should be able to protect Clefbaum, Nurse, and somebody else. But guys, this is where it gets complicated, is because what do you do with Adam Larsson? And now that's why the conversation has shifted to trading him, because now due to this Darnell Nurse contract, nobody sees a future in Adam Larsson anymore. Whereas 3 days ago, everybody was talking about why Adam Larsson is so key to being a playoff team. Get it? Got it? My points aren't exactly clear, but you understand where I'm going, right? It just doesn't quite make sense, right? It's just everyone jumps from one thing to the next so fast that it's hard to keep track of. And I'm still processing this. Like, I was in no shape to process the Darnell Nurse contract extension last night. Clearly still in no shape to process it today, but we'll keep trying to understand things as they go along, because we've got 14 days to the deadline, and now everybody's leaning towards trading Adam Larsson. And that's where we should have been leaning a long time ago. I don't get it, guys. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.